I know it's a 3-day weekend. Let me know if you're catching the hashtag live, when and what time are you watching this at. And if you're catching the live, you know what to do. Give this video a big thumbs up and let us know where you're chiming in from. Welcome to another Grow series with your girl, Rochelle, Rockstar Rochelle. If you're new here, my name's Rochelle, Rockstar Rochelle on the social media world. I've grown my online business. I've had an online business over 10 plus years, and I've grown this YouTube channel like only 7 years. I did have to step away from it earlier this year because last year my mom passed, and your girl had to do some reworking, some therapy, get her head on straight, because if I couldn't even show up for myself, like, how am I supposed to share it for you guys? So I had to do some inner work so I could get the best version of myself, or at least I'm a working in progress of myself, so I can be the best version for y'all and show up and share with y'all. So I see 3 people are here. Thank you so much. I know you're subscribed. Give this video a big like. Let me do a fun goal here. Just, one super chat, and you can get a healthy bundle from me here. Happy mail of a healthy bundle, or like a healthy bundle. I like to do these. Okay, start the goal. There you go. Get the timer going. Woo woo! Thank you so much. Hey Tara! Oh my God, it's been a while. Yes, I am back. Are you guys, Roxana? Good morning, Roxana. I had to answer you. I will share you the link, but the greens I'm drinking is the Arbonne greens that I was doing, many felt like many moons ago, but I've long ago not necessarily stepped away from the company, but maybe I might go back. I don't know, but because I do love their greens, and it is helping me with last week's goal, right? So yes, I am back. Good afternoon. What are you guys doing for the long holiday weekend? Us here in Northern California, we are trying to stay cool. We have a little bit of a heat wave here. As you can see, I'm in my tank top, and I'm sweating. I should have turned on the fan. But I wanted to come in with you guys today because it's Sunday. So I did reset Saturday, and Sunday is here when we set off your week off to an amazing start, right? Give you some of this energy, make you reframe or rethink, like, hey, what can I work on this week? How can I better myself this week? What needs my attention this week? You bag babes know you guys will always be a bag babe. If you don't know what a bag babe is, for you bag babes, go ahead and share, fill those people, the newbies in, like, what is a bag babe? And it's, again, 6-7 years calling y'all bag babes. It's gonna take me maybe just as much equal of a time to undo that, right? To undo that habit, undo that mindset, or reframe it, right? So I was saying, like, what is it that's for you bag babes? What do you need to do for this upcoming week that needs priority? All right. So first and foremost, it's a new month. It's September. It's Virgo season. Okay, where are my Virgos at? And September in my family is very busy, right? And I'm sure it's very busy in your world too. There is facts. This is facts, right? Real news here, right? Is September is one of the busiest, and there's a ton of Virgos, is because there's a lot of birthdays. And if you do the math, September is month number 9. If you do the math, what happens at the 12th 9 months ago? It is Christmas and it's New Year's. So people are according to the math, right? And according to all the census, like, you will see there's a reason why September is a big birthday, or it's a big birthday season, and it's just a big season in general. So there you go. My brother's birthday is September 7th. So we will be celebrating that. Tuesday is my birthday, Roxana. There you go. Happy birthday, Roxana. So again, your girl, the truth is in the pudding right there. The truth is in the facts. Not only that, but it's also the start of the burr seasons. I guess in our culture, now that it's BER, September, people are now accepting that winter is here, or fall is here, so they can bust out the Halloween stuff, the fall stuff, the pumpkin spice lattes, even though it's like 90 degrees here right now. And honestly, if you are from the Philippines, us Filipinos, we've been doing that for years. Like, when September hits, it's like they skipped. Well, they don't have Halloween there, right? So they just go straight into Christmas. So September, if you're selling something big, if you're looking forward to something big, go ahead and celebrate it here. Your girl has pivoted to something big here in September. So September 2nd was my parents' anniversary. That is in 2 days. So that was a big thing. September 5th is my wedding anniversary. So I guess, innately we can transfer my mom and dad's celebration to like my own celebration now, right? Then September 7th is my brother's birthday. There was at one point, September 13th was my grandma's birthday. She's up there with the Lord, but she was the matriarch of her family. So it's always stuck into like every grandkid, every aunt, uncle knew September 3rd, grandma's birthday. And then September 19th is my oldest son's birthday. And I know there's something else like in September. No, I think that's pretty much it. But September was always like specifically for our family. The first week of September was big, right? And then of course, then they throw in Labor Day, right? Labor Day holiday right in the middle of it all in terms of what we're celebrating. So with that being said, this is a growth series. And when I first launched this earlier this month in August, actually July, I said I'm coming back. But in July, I didn't really show up. Okay. So I was like, okay, how can I better myself for August? So I started this growth series where I go live with you every three times a week. And I've stuck with it, right? 4 times. And then now, again, epitome, right? How can I make it better for myself? How can I make it better for you guys? And I know I've done this before. I can regrow this channel to what it was in a sense, because we have an amazing community here. And I remember the reason why and how I grew this was because I was running for director at my former company. And the goal, because I was going to conference for the first time, I wanted to walk the stage. In order to walk the stage, you had to become of a leader status in the company. Okay. And so that was really my drive. I was like, okay, if I'm going to fly all the way to Ohio from California, put in thousands and thousands of dollars at that time, that was a lot, right? I'm going to make it, I'm going to make an impact. And I also wanted to make it count and memorable. And I would share my journey with you guys on my way to the road to leadership, on the road to promoting. And then ultimately, I was a nobody then. Nobody who knew who Rockstar Rochelle was. I literally went live. I don't know if you guys back then remember this. I went live on stage, and you guys walked the stage with me. So I thought that was like a really full circle moment for us. And the internet did pause for a moment, but I think I remember all of that is it's still part of this channel. It's still part of this memory. And some of you guys will remember that. Give me a 1 if you don't remember that, and give me a 2 if you want to see that video, because then I'll drop it in the comments. So thank you, Roxana. So with that being said, I was just like, I've been a year in my more than a year in this new company, and I reached like a mini, like the mid-level mid-level promotion. And so now I want to hit 6A, which is like the leadership promotion, or the full-on top, not top, I guess we want to say top leadership. So I never reached, I don't want to say I never reached. I did reach the top of my former company through other forms. Like, was I like the top title? No. To be honest, it was always the same 5, 6, 10 people at the top. Like I tried and I couldn't. And honestly, there was just a lot of resistance. And then, I did some praying, and God's will for me at that time was like, no, Rochelle, you deserve better. Let's steer you somewhere else. I think he was preparing for me for what was to come with my mom, honestly. So again, rejection is redirection. Okay. So with that being said, my growth series is going to turn into my like accountability series with you guys, because this goal is so big that it's a little bit scary for me, and it's easy for me because it's comfort. It's easy for me to hide away and say that I'm doing the work, but am I? It's like, and so these, like how it is now, like, are those people really doing the work? And if they do the work, like, how are they doing it? And so with these growth series, it's more of accountability on each other, for myself specifically. And then also to encourage you, like, okay, Rochelle's about to do something big. Like, if she can do it, I can do it. I know I can praise and applaud Roxana because she is down 20 pounds. Okay. With my 20 pound loss, that's a huge accomplishment, right? That is no easy feat. Um, and I love how my cousin is texting me right now. Okay. Whatchamacallit? So that might be a sign. Hello, what are we gonna do? So with this growth series, so Sunday, I'm telling you what my goals is today. Wednesday, midweek, we're gonna talk about how it's going. Saturday, it's keep me accountable, keep you accountable. Okay, so take what I do in terms of the strategy and the how and apply it to whatever your goal is. Okay, so let's define what 6A is with Enagic and my Kangen Water business. So 6A is like the first main leadership role. Okay, when you get to 6A, that means you've made 100K in the company. That means you've sold 101 units. Any product. Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be the water machines. It could be the turmeric. It could be the beef subscription. It could be the shower, the spa shower. It could be the air filter, and then and it also could be the EMF blocker, right? The Wi-Fi, talk about it's electromagnetic frequency blocker. Okay, and so your girl needs 80 right now by November 30th. And now why I say November 30th is because in December, 5 and 6, I'm part of like my bigger team is Australian. Most of them is Australian, which I'm enjoying and I'm loving to see just like the other side of the world, right? And how they think and how they run things. And then I apply my American way, the California way on how I do business. But one of the top leads, her name is Christy. She's a multimillionaire, and she is just like she's the matriarch, the queen, the mama who spent millions of her own, like building these websites, funnels, like all the stuff so that we can have success. And she truly models what success is because she's in the dirt with us, right? She's doing the work, she's doing the footsteps, and she's like, hey, look at me, I'm doing it. So can you, kind of thing. And so I try to lead that with my team too. So she has a big gala in December, and December is winter here. That means it's summer over there. And they normally do a yacht party, but this year they're going to do like a gala. And I think I've earned, since I promoted to 4A, I want to say I earned my gala ticket, but I also want to earn all the other stuff, right? Right. Yes. So my brother has the Kangen machine. Yes. And he got the top of the line one, of course, because it's like the Louis Vuitton of water, as he says. And then the turmeric soap, which I have too. There's a ton of science behind that, and it's trending. If you want to know more, maybe I'll go do a separate video on me. So that's the big goal, right? Like 100, like 80 units sold. 79 now because my girl Angela's sister, who's below her, sold a unit. So that counts as mine. So it's 80 indirect sales by November 30th. Why it's important to me: 1, it's leadership goals. 2, it unlocks bonuses for me. 3, it gets me to Australia. 4, it gets me closer to what my bigger goal is, which is legacy. That part is where I can I'll get a monthly 5,000 every month as long as I live, and I can will it to my kids. So that's like the bigger goal, right? That's like the 5-year. Let's make it 3-year plan. I thought it was 5-year plan. Let's cut this in 3. Okay. And so how do I do this? You got to break it down. So what I want to do every week is be accountable, like to share as much as I can, to make as many sales as I can. And so I really have to dumb it down in terms of what each week looks like. I do have Post-its. So just like Disneyland, I'm going to start putting Post-its up whenever I sell something, or whatever. I need to find a place where I could stick something, and that will be like a great visual, a big cue of like, hey, you're doing it. Now and I want to segment it by 20s, right? You want to make them micro bite size because 80 looks a lot. But if you space it out into like 10s or maybe 20 seconds, 20 sets, so that's just 4 segments, it totally looks doable and can be easily accomplished. So let's say 80. So this is how we do it. You have to divide it by the end goal, right? Whenever you talk about goal, you got to use SMART. It has to be specific. So I can do 80 units by November 30th. It has to be measurable. Yes, I can measure that because then I could see in my back office how many I've sold and how many my team has sold. It has to be attainable, right? I'm not saying let's do 1 million by November 30th. It has to be attainable because some people, they can do 6A. They do that in like 5-6 months. Okay. So I know it's attainable because I'm already halfway there. I mean, I'm like a quarter of the way there, I should say that. And then relatable. It's relatable to me right now because I want to be legacy and I want this like now, right? Because December is around the corner. I want Christmas set. I want to be to Australia. It's not like something that's next year. It's not next year, 2026, December, where I don't feel like it has that priority or that need, right? And then lastly, there has to be a timestamp, right? So by November 30th. So if we have September, October, November, that's 3 months. If I do 80 divided by 3, that's about 27. Oh, that's my mom's number. Okay, mom, I hear you. 27 units per month. And if I divide that by 4, that's about 6 or 7 again, seven's my number, 7 units every week. Okay. And we can do that. So how I'm going to do that? One, I just did my master class, so I got to at least share that master class with a lot with we say like 10, like send my master class to gosh, if I want to get 7 units, 7 times 30%, at least, okay, let's start with 10 people, like send my master class to 10 people a day. Okay. And at least for one person from every one of those 10 conversations a day will convert to a sale. Now if it doesn't, then I have to up it to 20. And you're like, where are you going to get these people, Rochelle? Believe me, there are people. So I've ever talked to you in the past. I post on my socials, and if you're not on your socials, you can do what I'm doing next, right? So I partnered with a wellness brick and mortar. They're a sea moss company, and if you want some sea moss, let me actually get them. And they use Kangen Water in their sea moss. And if you don't know what sea moss is, it's filled with tons of minerals that are from nature. But what is unique about this is that a lot of people, you can't just get any sea moss from like the sea. This one is from Ireland. It's by fifth generation farming family, so they know what they're doing, and then they rinse, soak, and store their sea moss in Kangen water. So the Kangen water actually optimizes it, and it's kind of like a buddy system. Like, hey, here are your minerals, and here's a holding unit that keeps those minerals in there for you. So now that yes, a business can join you, and so that's what I encourage my brother or Angela or the people who are coming in with me. Talk to chiropractors, wellness spas, gyms, personal trainers, CMOS juicers. You don't have to talk to people. Like, talk to people who have people. So with Freshly Rooted Tribe, this month of September, I'm going to have an in-house of all about Kangen Water and the machine, and we're also going to do a via webinar. So again, that's the how. Okay, that's how I'm getting more people on the eyes of Kangen Water. I should have started with this disclosure. This is how I'm doing it because I want to run fast. Okay. Some people are just, they want to go at their own pace, which is totally fine. And you don't have to show up every day like I do on social media, but this is how I do it because, one, I love social media, and two, I want to go fast. So you go at your own pace, right? I always like to say like don't compare your chapter 10 to my chapter 500. Okay. So that's the second way of how I'm going to get more people on me. The third way is I'm going to start promoting my referral system. So if you send someone to me who's all about water, holistic, think you're like, you know what, my mom would like this, my sister, my grandma, you know what, my friend, she's really into like being against microplastics, against their tap water is horrible, their well water is horrible. Send them my way. And again, with a qualifying purchase, if they do purchase, I'll give you $200, no strings attached. Okay. So that's another referral system. Okay. So those are the 3 ways I'm going to get more people looking at me, looking at the Kangen water machine. Okay. Because then we're going to go fast. So that's 7 in a day. And already I should say 79 because my girl Angela just sold one. And then I'm going to meet up with my girl today. Hopefully we'll sell today because tomorrow the prices do go up. I haven't really been loud about that. And that's okay. God did not want me to will that way, which is fine. Hold on. Um, which is fine. Again, I'm just wherever the good Lord is willing me today, that's where I'm going to do it, because I think He was preparing me for this right now, and focusing on this right now, and so that's let me see, that's the how. I had this scripted because your girl can go all about the ways. Okay, so I laid out the big goal, right? 80 units by 30, my timeline and daily action. So I need 7 units or products in a week. That means I have to touch at least 10 people each day. Okay. And then also, I'm going to, by doing that, I'm going to do that on socials because I love it. I could do ads, but I'm not there yet. Two, I'm going to do I have my master class I can share, and I'm going to do another one later in September that I can have people join. And then I'm going to do the in-house with Freshly Rooted Tribe. In their store and touch their customers. And then also I'm gonna be more loud and tell people about my $200 offer. I did have a chiropractor, my nurse friend, her husband's a chiropractor, so I said, you know what, let me make some flyers all about hydration. I think that's gonna also where the Lord's pulling me, is all about hydration, right? And making them flyers. Okay, so now that I know what the plan is, midweek I'll check you in, and you're like, Rochelle, I still don't know what you do. What is this water biz? Come on in. Actually, let me go ahead and get you into my I'll drop my website here, okay? Because now I've been speaking about it over a year. I know how to sum it up quickly, okay? And what this water is, what Kangen water is it helps optimize your immune system. Okay. Oh no, did that work? That didn't work. Hold on. Boom. Okay. What it does, it optimizes your immune system. Nurse hat coming on here. Okay. So you tell me if you're tracking. Number one, if you love it when I go nurse, if you love it when I go into nurse mode. I think I've been shying away the nurse mode for a long, long time, especially since 2020 when COVID hit. I got a little bit of like, especially on YouTube, because people would come in me in the DMs like, what do you think about this? Oh my gosh, my grandma has this. Like, and I was just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Yes, I'm a nurse on the forefront, but what's happening in New York, I don't know what's happening in here. It's totally different what's happening in Minnesota. And so I literally shied away from putting on my nurse cap on. So now I'm putting on my nurse cap. So your body has this thing called the immune system. The immune system has its own warriors, your T cells, your white blood cells, to help you protect against bacteria, viruses, and healing properties, right? So when you get sick, boom, your immune system kicks in. When you're recovering from surgery, you freaking break a bone. You freaking get, all surgery, slice and dice. I mean, I'm sorry to be graphic here. Your immune system kicks in, right? Little did you know that you were like a Wolverine, like with the superpower of self-healing. And that's because your immune system is in it. Now, what happens in our world, right? The immune system gets slowed down. Maybe the warriors are not they're not fully trained anymore because of stress, because of external factors that diminish your immune system. Sometimes it's even chronic conditions like diabetes, hypertension, or even autoimmune disease and that's why it's called autoimmune disease. Basically, it's attacking your immune system, or your own body is preventing your immune system to step up and do its thing. What Kangen water does, what living water does, it does 3 things. It's alkaline, it's hydrogen rich, and it helps with hydration because it's electronically water change, not chemically, electronically change. And what it does, it kind of gives your immune system that jolt, that boost. When you see your kids or your grandkids like get that power up wherever their health is low, it's like, I gotta drink a potion to power up. Literally, this is your power up when it comes to your immune system, because there's PubMed, there's so much science behind it, and it's all done with electricity, not chemicals. So you're not adding another supplement. You're not changing the water that you already have. I mean, you're filtering it, of course, to remove all the iron, the arsenic, the cyanide, and all that stuff. But start with something basic. That's water. And as humans, we do not drink enough water. That's why when you come into my ER, I start an IV. I give you a liter of water, of say normal saline. This one, because it's electronically changed into hydrogen and oxygen, it can penetrate your cells more easily and hydrate you. So again, all of these to power up, optimize your immune system. And that's why I'm so powerful about it, because if more people knew, that's why you find Kangen alkalized water in cancer centers. That's why, unfortunately, when people do have a diagnosis of cancer, they look for all these holistic functional medicine, away from what Western medicine ways on how to heal their body. There's doctors out there say that your diet can heal you, because your immune system just needs the right fuel. Kangen water is one of those fuels, right? And you'll see it there. Like you'll see like coffee enemas, right? That's to detox the liver. What else is out there? I mean, thankfully, I don't have to go down that path, but I do know, because a lot of people are in are diagnosed or working through cancer or are healing from cancer in our community. So I know of all these things. But again, what this water does, it puts your body and your immune system, and it's like it helps it optimize it and does what it does. It heals. That's our superpower. Okay, with that being said, again, feel free to share your goals in here. How are you going to micro cut, or micro goal, your big goal, right? 80 units. Then we went to 27 a month. Then we did to 7 a week. Okay. And that's between me and my team, right? So if you're trying to lose 20 pounds, what does that look like every month? What does that look like in a week? Okay. That way you also can type into meal plans. How much calories should I be taking in every week to ensure that I stay within this calorie deficit to calorie use ratio, right? When it comes to budgeting, we got to pay off $100,000 by the end of the year. That's for 3 months. Cut that down every month. What are some things we can cut out? How can we bring in some money, right? Again, these are just examples, okay, that you can utilize what I'm doing with my Run to 6A series here. Maybe I'll do it on Instagram too. But adapt those so that you can do it for yourself, or maybe you're with Kangen Water or Enagic and you want to do it with me. Let's do it. All right, guys. Have a beautiful, blessed weekend. I will see you guys on Sunday or Wednesday for my midweek check-in. Stay blessed. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless your business. God bless whatever you're doing this week. And I'll see you on the next video. Ta-ta for now. Bye.